Chapter 13. The Debut of Midlife Crisis. The night of Midlife Crisis's first gig arrived with a mix of nervous energy and excitement. The four dads, dressed in matching band t-shirts Mina had designed, paced backstage, which was just a small storage room behind the pizza parlor. "My hands are shaking," David confessed, his rhythm guitar held tight. Kevin, the lead vocalist and pianist, was doing vocal warm-ups that sounded more like a series of tortured meows. Dave, the drummer, just laughed, tapping his sticks together with a joyful rhythm. They were playing at Pizza My Heart, a local spot that occasionally hosted small amateur bands. Their families were there, crammed into booths and folding chairs, a supportive sea of familiar faces. Scattered amongst them were maybe 20 or so other patrons, curious about the noise. Their setlist was a mixed bag of original songs and covers. Some were lighthearted and silly, like The Diaper Blues, a funky, up-tempo number, and My Knee Hurts When It Rains, a surprisingly catchy folk rock tune. Others were more introspective, reflecting on the passage of time, the quiet losses of life, and the messy, beautiful struggle of parenthood. Kevin's surprisingly strong vocals shone through on a ballad he had written about watching his sons grow up too fast, while Mark laid down a steady, grounding bass line. Dave's drumming, though sometimes a little enthusiastic, kept the energy up. David, mostly on rhythm guitar, even took the lead on a bluesy number about his cross-country motorcycle trip, his voice a little rough but full of heart. They weren't perfect. There were missed chords, a forgotten lyric here and there, and a moment where Dave's drumstick went flying across the room, landing in a tray of garlic knots. But the genuine joy on their faces was infectious. Between songs, each of them took a moment to thank their families for their unwavering support. "This is for our beautiful wives and kids," David said into the microphone, his voice thick with emotion. "For letting us get our groove back even if our knees are a little creaky." Mina, armed with her phone and a small tripod, recorded the entire performance. The next day, she proudly unveiled their YouTube channel, Midlife Crisis Official, which boasted a whopping 10 subscribers, their wives and immediate family. She uploaded the whole set to their channel, but it only got a few dozen views in the first few weeks. Double dates and growing pains. A few nights later, Mina and Maya had a double date with Liam and Jamal. They met up at a small, cozy Korean barbecue spot. The air was filled with the sizzle of marinated beef, fatty pork, and the low murmur of conversation. "So, what's new with the YouTube channel?" Liam asked Mina, his eyes full of admiration. Mina smiled. "It's going well. I'm taking it slow, one video at a time, just like Dad said. It's so much more personal now. I'm actually getting to connect with other adoptees. It's amazing." She looked over at Maya, who was laughing at something Jamal had said. "The trip really changed a lot for me. I think I finally understand my place in all of this." "That's so great to hear," Liam said, reaching across the table to gently squeeze her hand. "I knew you would find your voice. It's an incredible story to tell. It's great that it took a trip to Korea for you to fully get it." Maya nodded, her smile soft. "Yeah, I think we both needed it. It was weird, you know? Just me and Mina alone at Latte World. It felt like we were little kids again. I get that in all this I am kinda just like a passenger sitting shotgun in someone else's story, but it's a pretty freaking cool story to see firsthand." They all giggled as they enjoyed the familiar taste of samgyeopsal. "It's good that you're so close," Jamal said, spearing a piece of kimchi with his chopstick. "My sister and I barely talk. She thinks I'm a loser for being into sports and not wanting to be the next big tech CEO." The conversation flowed easily, a mix of light-hearted jokes and serious reflection. They talked about their futures, their dreams, and the complexities of their families. Liam expressed how proud he was of Mina for finding the courage to share her voice and story in a way that people were able to relate. Maya leaned her head on Jamal's shoulder, a silent testament to their newfound comfort with each other. A creative outlet and a new life. Life settled into a new rhythm. Mina stayed in regular contact with Hannah, their messages filled with warmth and growing affection. One day, Hannah asked if Mina would ever consider her visiting the United States. Mina's heart leaped, and she responded with an enthusiastic, "Yes." Plans began to tentatively form across the miles, though that might have just been a pipe dream to Mina. The band continued to practice and write, their sound slowly solidifying. Their YouTube channel gained a few more subscribers, mostly friends and acquaintances, inching its way up to around 50. David would sometimes look a little deflated at the low numbers, but Mina would gently remind him that it took time to build an audience. Her dad, however, would always wave his hand dismissively. "This isn't about views, Mina," he'd say emphatically. "It's not about subscribers, comments, or money. It's about us being who we are and having a creative outlet. It's about the music." Deep down, Mina knew that nothing would make Dave happier than a following forming, no matter how big or small it was. One crisp afternoon, David came home from work. An unusual envelope was waiting for him on the kitchen counter. It was thick and bore a large red stamp that screamed, "Emergency, do not open." His curiosity, of course, got the better of him. Instinctively, the first thing he did was tear it open. Inside, nestled in a wad of tissue paper, was a plastic stick with 2 faint blue lines. David stared at it, his brain struggling to process what he was seeing. An emergency? What kind of emergency was this? Was this godforsaken COVID-19 back again? He had a moment of pure, unadulterated panic as he tried to figure out what the stick was. Was it a new kind of health test? He had seen these things in the drugstore before, but he never really paid attention to them. 2 lines. He looked at the box on the counter. The word "pregnant" was printed on the side in small letters. He looked at the stick again, his hands shaking. It couldn't be. Not after all these years of trying for another child. Not after they had given up hope. He looked up and the pregnancy test slid out of his hand. A disbelieving smile began to spread across his face and he had a flashback of skydiving and falling to earth, but now in reverse.